Hey, you guys, Braden Dillon here with Summit Funding. Today, I want to talk about a really important topic that we're getting a ton of inquiry on. And I just want to reach out and make sure that you know that we are now doing HELOANs and HELOCs. And so, in this video, I'm going to be looking at the 8 HELOC and HELOAN solutions to leverage your home equity and ease your financial strain. So, these are faceted issues that people are facing, and I've had a lot of these come up actually. And so I just want to talk through some of the different elements of the HELOC and HELOAN and how they can be applied. Um, More people qualify for these than they know. Nobody wants to do the refinance right now to combine, their debt or the project into their existing mortgage because they have this really great interest rate in most cases. Over the last couple of years, people had access to 2 and 3%. Right now, we're hovering somewhere around 7. And so to take their existing mortgage and apply some additional debt payoff or renovation or what have you to that loan can drastically change the monthly payment in the negative. So it increased to a point where the savings that you see or the project, um, you know, benefit is outweighed by the increased monthly payment. So just want to go through a couple of these and talk through them and get you some ideas around why these things are so beneficial right now. So the main one, like we said, home improvements. Most people want to do renovations to their property, but the financing is really tricky. There's not a lot of outside money right now, and so the HELOC and the HELOAN give you options where you can leverage the equity in your property and be able to do that home improvement or do the eco-friendly upgrades to save money with energy efficient appliances, to do just a remodel on a bathroom or some other element of the property. So that's probably one of the most popular inquiries that we see is how can we get money to do home improvements. And with the HELOC and HELOAN, you can go up to typically 90% of the equity in the property, and it sits separate of your existing mortgage. So it's not a change to your existing mortgage. Your mortgage interest rate will still remain the same, but you can access some money to get some home improvement work done. There's another one that's really big right now, debt consolidation. This is a big issue. Most HELOC and HELOAN interest rates that we're seeing are way below where credit cards or auto loans are currently at. And so if you have debt in the way of credit cards, auto loans, any other sort of installment debt that's reporting on your credit report, this is a great product to pay those things off. And we can actually use the HELOC and the HELOANs to help you qualify. So if you think, oh, there's no way I could get additional loan to pay this stuff off, we can actually use it just like a cash out refinance for debt consolidation to help you qualify. So a really beneficial program for debt consolidation as well. Education expenses. This is true for people looking to go back to school, or maybe you have children that are getting to the age of college and they're needing some help in the way of getting those college expenses paid for, whether it be housing or classes, tuition, things like that. Education expenses is another one that we're seeing a lot of right now, that people are accessing equity in their property to help offset the cost of. Emergency expenses. This one's really big, and I think it's one that gets overlooked a lot. When you're talking about a HELOC, you don't necessarily have to pull the full amount of the draw. There's a minimum requirement that we have, but you can pay that back, and you can use it like a credit card that you only access in emergency type situations. So, for example, loss of job. Okay, people are going through a very challenging time right now where employment might be an issue that comes up. And what do you do with the existing bills that you have if you lose your job and you don't have reserves in the bank? Or how do you pay your mortgage if you don't have a job and income coming in? Or anything of that nature, medical expenses. If you get into some sort of legal troubles, whether it be going through a separation with your spouse or custody issues. I've seen both of those things as of late. So emergency expenses and creating a safety net are another one that we're seeing quite a few of right now. Investment opportunities. This one's a little bit more happy. We've gone through the trials and tribulations, and now investment opportunities is back on the table. So some people that have reached out to me recently, they just want to have a line of credit available if they see an opportunity as the market kind of goes through these shifts. And maybe they have some property that they want to purchase and they want to buy an investment or a second home. They can get access to the equity in their property by way of a HELOC or a HELOAN. Maybe they're looking to expand their personal business. This is another great opportunity to have some money available in the case that you're looking to grow in these sorts of times. So another really good one there. Bunch of different ways to use this money to leverage for some investment options. Special occasions. This one comes up. People get married and they have weddings. Maybe you or maybe your kids, and or vacation. Things like that. There's events, anniversaries. You want to do something nice, but accessing cash right now, if you have it in, let's say a money market account, those are gaining a pretty decent rate of return right now. So to access that money might not be the best thing, in the long term for what your positions are in the market. So for special occasions, it might be something where you're like, in the short term, we're going to borrow this money, but we intend to pay it back. And so you can use a HELOC or a HELOan to, finance some of those special occasions that might be coming up on your plate. Large purchases. So for people that are looking at financing, the purchase of an auto is a big one, or a boat or some other sort of luxury item. This is another way to possibly save money on the loan itself. The HELOan, it can be extended for up to 20 years, and so the payment can be pretty minimal in comparison to some other financing. Auto loans typically being 5 to 6 years. So a large purchase of an auto or a boat or something of that nature could really be benefited from looking at this option. And finally, retirement and estate planning. This one's a little bit different, but if you think about it, there might be some supplemental income that people are needing as they reach retirement age. And so this is a good option just to look at if you are looking at, the prospect of retiring and, okay, what are we going to do once this happens? Maybe there's some anxiety around that sort of transition. And this is a really good one. We also offer reverse mortgages. It's a little bit different in many ways, actually. So we do offer those, but maybe that's not your jam, and maybe this is something that would be a better fit for you. So these are just a couple of the top 8 that I found. That these are things that we're seeing. These are things that are industry driven. That the majority of people, when they reach out regarding HELOCs and HELOans, that they're looking at doing. And so I wanted to get this information out to you. This is going to become more and more common as people see these interest rates sitting up at higher interest rates. And the prospect of taking this money and applying it to your mortgage by doing the traditional cash out refinance is really going to be something that people are going to have challenges with. And so I wanted to make sure this information was available. If you have questions, or if you know anybody that has questions or that they could benefit from this program, please feel free in sharing this, and reach out to me directly if you do have any sort of interest in learning more about these programs and how they could potentially benefit you. Have a great Thanksgiving. If there's anything that I can do, please reach out, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.